Consumer Reports has ranked Toyota multiple times as the most dependable vehicle. This reputation isn't marketing, it's based on real owner data. But what those rankings don't explain is why some Toyota engines stay smooth and trouble-free for years, while others start burning oil, rattling, or throwing codes much earlier than expected. The difference usually is small maintenance habits repeated over time, and one specific habit causes more long-term damage than most owners realize. Today, I'm breaking down one mistake that is silently killing your engine. Are you a believer of, "It's a Toyota, it'll be fine"? One of the most expensive things I hear Toyota owners say is, "It's a Toyota, it'll run forever." And yes, Toyotas are durable, that reputation is well earned, but they last because they're maintained, not because they're invincible. AAA reports that the average cost to own and operate a new vehicle in the US is over $12,000 per year. And a big part of that long-term cost comes down to maintenance and repairs. In my experience, the real difference between an engine that stays smooth and reliable for years and one that starts having problems much earlier usually comes down to simple maintenance discipline. Toyota's strong reputation builds confidence, but sometimes that confidence leads to putting things off. I've seen two identical Camrys, same year, same engine, similar mileage. One had clean, well-maintained internals. The other had heavy sludge buildup. The difference wasn't luck, it was wrong habits. Mistake number 3, overfilling engine oil. Most Toyota owners worry about being low on oil. Very few worry about being too high. And that's exactly why this mistake keeps happening. In real life, it usually starts with good intentions. Someone checks the dipstick and sees the level slightly below the full mark, so they add a little oil. Then, maybe a little more, just to be safe. Or a quick lube shop pours in a full 5-quart jug without checking that the engine only holds 4.4 or 4.6 quarts with a filter change. Now the oil level is sitting above the full line. On the dipstick, it doesn't look dramatic. Inside the engine, it absolutely is. When the oil is overfilled, the crankshaft can dip down into the oil in the pan as it spins. At thousands of revolutions per minute, that contact whips the oil into foam, similar to shaking a bottle of soda. Foamy oil contains air bubbles, and air doesn't lubricate metal surfaces. Oil pressure can become unstable, and pressure stability is something modern Toyota engines depend on heavily. Systems like VVT-I use engine oil pressure to control cam timing precisely. When oil becomes aerated, that timing can fluctuate. You may notice rough running, irregular idle, slight hesitation, or subtle changes in engine feel. Over time, unstable lubrication increases wear on bearings, timing components, and internal surfaces. There's another issue most people don't think about: crankcase pressure. Excess oil reduces available airspace in the crankcase, which can increase internal pressure as components move. That extra pressure pushes against seals and gaskets. I've seen engines develop leaks from multiple seals simply because they were repeatedly overfilled. The owner thought they were protecting the engine. Here's the honest mechanic truth: being slightly below full is usually less harmful than being significantly above it. The safe operating range is between the two marks on the dipstick. That range is there by design. Toyota engineers calculate oil capacity carefully based on oil pump output, crankshaft clearance, and pressure calibration. If your manual says 4.6 quarts with filter, that number isn't random. Adding extra for safety doesn't add protection, it adds stress. Overfilling doesn't make your Toyota stronger. It slowly works against the precision it was designed with. If you are enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice from my Toyota guys. Mistake number 2, resetting the check engine light without fixing the root cause. This one has become very common, especially now that affordable code readers are everywhere. A check engine light comes on, someone plugs in a small scanner, reads a code, clears it, and if the light stays off for a few days, they assume everything is fine. I understand the temptation. Nobody likes seeing a warning light, It creates stress, and sometimes the car feels completely normal. So clearing it feels harmless. But here's what most Toyota owners don't realize. The check engine light is not just a warning. It's a report card from your engine management system. Modern Toyota engines are controlled by an ECM that constantly monitors fuel mixture, ignition timing, emission systems, and dozens of sensors. When a code appears, it means something is operating outside its intended range. It may still be running, but it's no longer running correctly. Clearing the code does not fix the problem. It only erases the stored evidence. For example, let's say a small misfire code appears. The engine might still feel smooth most of the time, but that misfire means fuel is not burning properly in one cylinder. Unburned fuel can enter the exhaust system and overheat the catalytic converter. According to AAA and multiple U.S. repair cost surveys, catalytic converter replacement can range from $1,000 to over $2,500 depending on the model. Now compare that to replacing spark plugs or a coil pack early, which is often a few $100s or less. Or take an oxygen sensor code. If the sensor is reporting inaccurate readings, the engine may run slightly rich or lean. Running rich wastes fuel and can damage the catalytic converter over time. Running lean increases combustion temperatures, which adds stress to internal engine components. Clearing the code without replacing the faulty sensor allows that condition to continue quietly. Another common example is EVAP system codes. Many drivers ignore them because the car drives fine, but sometimes what starts as a loose gas cap turns into a cracked vapor line or failing purge valve. Left unresolved, it can affect fuel trim and drivability over time. Here's the key point. Modern Toyotas are designed to adjust and compensate. The ECM will try to protect the engine by modifying fuel and timing when something goes wrong. But compensation is not correction. It's a temporary balance. I've seen vehicles come in where the owner cleared the same code multiple times over months. By the time they finally addressed it, a small sensor issue had turned into a much larger repair. A check engine light is not your enemy. It's early detection. Resetting it without diagnosis is like turning off a smoke alarm because the sound is annoying. The noise stops, but the cause may still be there. If the light comes on, scan it. Understand the code. Fix the root cause properly. That simple habit protects not just emission systems, but the long-term health of the engine itself. Overfilling your oil and clearing the check engine light without fixing the problem may not seem serious in the moment, but both quietly shorten engine life over time. When oil is overfilled, lubrication becomes unstable, seals are stressed, and internal components don't receive the consistent protection they were designed for. That extra pressure and aeration may not cause failure tomorrow, but it slowly increases wear. Resetting warning lights does something similar. It allows small issues, misfires, fuel mixture problems, sensor failures to continue operating in the background. The engine adapts, compensates, and keeps running, but it does so under stress. And engines under constant stress age faster. They lose efficiency, develop leaks earlier, and face bigger repairs down the road. But as damaging as those two mistakes are, there's one habit that causes even more long-term harm, and it's far more common. Let's talk about mistake number 1. Using the wrong oil viscosity because it's close enough. This is the mistake that surprises a lot of Toyota owners because it usually comes from good intentions. Someone walks into a parts store and sees different oil weights on the shelf, 0W20, 5W20, 5W30, and thinks they're basically the same. Or maybe a friend says thicker oil protects better. Or a shop uses what they have in bulk because it's close enough. On older engines from decades ago, you had more flexibility. Modern Toyota engines are different. They're built with very tight internal tolerances, variable valve timing systems, and oil passages designed for a specific flow rate. The oil weight listed in your owner's manual isn't a suggestion. It's part of the engine's design. Most late-model Toyota engines in the US specify 0W20 full synthetic oil. That oil flows very quickly during cold starts and maintains the correct thickness once the engine reaches operating temperature. Cold starts matter because a large portion of engine wear happens in the first few seconds after startup, when oil hasn't fully circulated yet. If you use a thicker oil like 5W30 in an engine designed for 0W20, oil flow during that critical moment can be slightly slower. That may not cause immediate damage, but over thousands of starts it adds up. There's also the issue of VVTi systems. Toyota's variable valve timing relies on precise oil pressure and flow to adjust cam timing. The engine control module is calibrated assuming a specific viscosity. When the oil is thicker than intended, cam phasers can respond more slowly. You may not feel it dramatically, but timing efficiency and smoothness can gradually change. Some owners go the other direction and use thinner oil than specified, thinking it improves fuel economy. That can reduce the oil film strength between metal components under load. Bearings and cam surfaces depend on a stable oil film. Too thin, and that protective cushion becomes weaker, especially in high-temperature conditions. Toyota manuals often state that alternative viscosities may be used only temporarily and should be replaced with the recommended oil at the next service. That wording is there for a reason. Engineers test and validate engines using a specific oil weight. Oil pump pressure, bearing clearance, and thermal expansion characteristics are all matched to that viscosity. Using the wrong oil once probably won't destroy your engine, but repeatedly running a viscosity that doesn't match the design slowly shifts how the engine operates. Wear patterns change, efficiency drops. Internal stress increases in ways you don't immediately see. This is why I call it the most dangerous mistake. It feels harmless. The car runs, no warning light appears, but over years, close enough turns into accelerated wear. Toyota engines are engineered systems. When it comes to oil viscosity, exact matters, not approximate. The mechanic math behind all three mistakes. None of these habits destroy an engine overnight, and that's exactly why they're so dangerous. If overfilling oil caused an engine to fail the next morning, nobody would ever do it twice. If clearing a check engine light immediately ruined a catalytic converter, the lesson would be obvious. If using the wrong oil weight once seized bearings on the spot, word would spread quickly. But engines don't usually fail from one bad decision. They fail from small stresses repeated hundreds or thousands of times. A little extra crankcase pressure here, slightly unstable oil flow there, a misfire that runs a bit too long, a fuel mixture that's just a little off. Each one alone seems minor. Together, they slowly increase wear. Engines wear through accumulation, not drama. The Toyotas that stay smooth, quiet, and trouble-free for years almost always share the same pattern. Maintenance done by the book, not close enough, not probably fine, not guessing, just consistent, correct care. That discipline may not feel exciting, but over time, it's what separates long-term reliability from premature repairs. If you found this video helpful, then be sure to watch the next one, where I'm sharing more honest advice to keep your Toyota running forever.